Hello everyone, welcome back to the Raquel and Nathan YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be painting the wheels on the truck, but it's not really paint, it's just plastidip. So it makes it look like paint, but you can also peel it off if you don't like it. So if I want to change them back to the original colour, I can. So that's pretty cool, huh? Let's crack on and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So out here, the truck's still parked up in its little spot whilst I work on the back box. But I thought the wheels on the truck, I painted them in a colour changing paint, but they didn't change colour like they don't. So I don't know what happened with that, but I thought today, you know what, I'm going to take them off and I'm going to spend the day painting them with a black plastidip, because this plastidip has sort of just turned them into a muddy looking colour and I don't really like it. So I thought what I'll do is I'll jack it up, put the front wheels off, paint the fronts, and then once I finish those, do the backs. So we'll see how it goes and I'll crack on. So I'm working in a fairly tight space here, but I'm sure I can do it. I'm just going to undo the wheels a bit, jack it up and then take them off. Okay, so both wheels and hubcaps are off. Now I'm going to lay them down, I'm going to clean them, and then I'm going to put some paper on the floor and paint them inside because it is horrible weather outside at the moment. So like I said, I plastidip these wheels, and plastidip on all the advertisements of course says that you can just peel it off. Now I've never ever found that to be the case. I've always had a problem with peeling it off. As you can see here, I can do it with my fingernail and then we'll see how well it comes off, because normally it just comes off in tiny little pieces and it's a real pain, but we'll see how this one goes. Okay, so you can see the difference now. I've peeled this off. It's sort of like a purple pink colour. I have no idea why. It was supposed to go black, but it never did, as you can see. So there are bits that are left on, bits that obviously haven't peeled off nicely, but there is a product called dip remover, and it's like a very thin acetone I think, and basically it just dissolves the plastidip on the wheel. So any bits that I can't reach or that just won't peel off nicely, I will now cover them in dip remover and then it'll all just wipe off. Okay, so this plastidip remover, it's called dip remover there. Basically I'm going to spray it on, I'll let it soak for a bit and then I'll come back and just wipe it off. And any spots that I think need treating with this, I'll just spray on liberal amounts, because the more you have, the easier it dissolves. So this piece here is still on, I rub it and then it dissolves off, you see. It's actually a very clever idea. Really simple, but it works incredibly well. Okay, so both wheels have been completely stripped of plastidip, and I've also got this plastidip pre-cleaner. So you spray this on before you paint and it helps the surface, like it prepares the surface so the plastidip bonds to it better. So I've just basically sprayed this and wiped it down with a microfiber. And now my technique with plastidipping is you can never get a perfectly crisp line, especially as I'm going to do these black. When you look at them from this angle, you'll always slightly see a bit of silver. So my technique is to mask around the edge of the tyre and leave this bit of tyre showing. So that way it all turns into plastidip round the edge, and then once you finish you can just peel the plastidip off here and it leaves a nice crisp line. So now the wheels are completely masked and ready to be painted, as you can see. Mask up your air valve, make sure you don't get any plastidip on the threads, because then you won't be able to put a cap on it easily. And that's just about it really. So I'm going to warm up my cup. As you can see down here, I've got lots of plastidip cans, and this one I've got in a pot of hot water, and it makes the paint come out really nice and clean. No splattering effect or anything like that. And then I'm just going to set up the two caps here. The last thing is a respirator. Make sure you put on a respirator. I do have the door open, but I'm still going to put this on because the fumes are very toxic. So let's crack on. Here goes nothing. So whilst the first coat dries, it's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. If you have a heater, if you're doing this at home and you have a heater, point a heater at it. I've just done that, taken the one out my room and just basically left the heater to leave it with a bit more warm air. Obviously if you're doing it in summer, don't worry about it because it's going to be nice. Got a dent from my mask on my nose. But every coat, I'm going to do about 6 to 7 coats of black on this, maybe 8, and that should leave me a nice finish. And between each coat, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes. So whilst that dries, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Okay, so cup of tea is just about to go down the hatch, and whilst I wait, I'll probably listen to some music, and that's about it. So I'll catch you when the last coat's going on. Okay, so I think I might have slept a little bit too long. It's now the next day. I got a little bit too comfortable and fell asleep. But the final coat has gone on and they're completely dry, so it's actually kind of a win that I fell asleep, because I would have been desperate to put them on and probably damaged them because they weren't dry properly. But they are dry, so I'll go out and show you now. Okay, so here are the wheels. Now this has taken about 7 or 8 coats of black plastidip, and as you can see, it's come out actually amazing. But as you can see, the edge on here is absolutely awesome. Like, the finish is perfect along the edge, and that's because I only taped around here. I didn't tape close to the wheel, so I actually used the plastidip and peeled it off, and it left me this lovely edge. It's actually, because it's better than masking tape, it gets in closer than masking tape ever could, so I used it as the masking tape. But I'm going to put the wheels back on the truck, and I'll take the back ones off and do them next. So the whole procedure on the back wheels is going to be identical, so I'll time lapse it for you, and then I'll get some before and after shots of the truck, and yeah, we'll see how much better it looks. Okay, so I won't lie, I absolutely love them. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a different one. Plasti dipping, anyone can do it at home, because if you mess it up, it doesn't matter. You can literally peel it off, so it's perfect for people like me who just aren't professionals but just want to give it a go. So I'll put a link down in the description of the plastidip that I use, and another plastidip that's in America if you're an American viewer. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.